Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you this. How many times have you been blindsided by someone's actions? How many times have you trusted a person only to later find out that they were not who they seemed to be? It's a painful experience, isn't it? And it happens because all too often we focus on the wrong things. We get seduced by charm, by eloquent words, by the surface level traits that can be easily manipulated. But if you truly want to see someone's real character, if you want to know who they are at their core, you must learn to look beyond the glitter and pay attention to two essential tests. Today I want to share with you these two tests, two ways of cutting through the noise to reveal the very essence of a person. I see the truth revealed by adversity. There is nothing more powerful than adversity when it comes to uncovering true character. When life is smooth and predictable, anyone can wear a mask of kindness, generosity, and virtue. In those halcyon days, people can recite all the right words and perform all the expected actions. They can present themselves in ways that align perfectly with societal expectations. But it is only when the pressures of life intensify, when the stakes are high and everything seems to be falling apart, that the mask begins to slip. It is in these moments, the moments of crisis, of uncertainty, of raw, unfiltered challenge, that a person's true self emerges. Think about a time when you faced a significant setback, a professional failure, a personal loss, or a moment when everything you'd worked for seemed to crumble. In that instance, did you see people merely retreat into despair, or did you see individuals rising to the occasion? Did they use the adversity as an excuse to shirk responsibility? Or did they confront the challenge head-on, learn from their mistakes, and move forward with renewed determination? The way someone reacts to adversity is like a mirror reflecting their inner values, their resilience, and their commitment to growth. Consider the leader who, when a crisis strikes, gathers their team with calm determination rather than resorting to panic or blame. Consider the friend who, after a painful betrayal, chooses to face the truth with humility and take responsibility for their part in the experience. These responses, though sometimes painful to witness, are the hallmarks of a strong character. They show that even in the face of hardship, one can remain true to one's values and hold fast to integrity. This is the person who, when tested by life's inevitable challenges, does not crumble or resort to dishonesty, but instead rises above and learns something transformative. Adversity strips away the superficial layers of our identity. It forces us to confront our limitations, our fears, and our vulnerabilities, and in doing so it offers us an invaluable opportunity to rebuild. A person who grows from their failures, who uses each setback as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block, demonstrates not only resilience but also an openness to change. They understand that success is not defined by the absence of struggle, but by the courage to persist in spite of it. Let me share a story. A friend of mine once faced a major professional setback. His business, which he had built from scratch over many years, suddenly collapsed due to unforeseen circumstances. At first he was devastated, but then something remarkable happened. Instead of blaming others or wallowing in despair, he took a long, hard look at himself. He identified his own shortcomings, acknowledged where he could have done better, and used that painful experience as a catalyst for reinvention. He went back to school, learned new skills, and eventually built a new, even more successful venture. His response to adversity not only salvaged his career but also transformed him into a source of inspiration for everyone around him. That is the power of embracing adversity. It has the potential to forge character and reveal the true essence of a person. Under the test of treating those who can do nothing for you. The second test is even more revealing. How does someone treat those who can offer nothing in return? It is all too common for individuals to shine when they are on stage, to charm those who can reward them with status, wealth, or favors. But what happens when there is nothing to be gained? When you are dealing with someone who holds no power, no influence, no ability to elevate your own standing? Consider how someone interacts with a service worker, a janitor, or a stranger asking for help. In those moments there is no audience to applaud, no accolades to be earned, and no social currency to be spent. The way a person treats those in subordinate or vulnerable positions reveals their true character. When someone is kind, respectful, and compassionate to people who can do nothing for them, it shows that they value human dignity for its own sake. It demonstrates humility and empathy, a recognition that every human being deserves respect, regardless of their social or economic status. I remember an instance where I observed a colleague treat a delivery person with utmost courtesy and patience, even when the day was long and his own stress was palpable. There was no motive to impress or gain favor. He simply acknowledged the person's humanity. That act of genuine kindness spoke louder than any public display of generosity could. It is in those small, unguarded moments that true character is revealed. On the contrary, when someone is dismissive, impatient, or condescending to those who cannot offer them anything in return, it shows a self-centered, transactional approach to relationships. It suggests that their kindness is conditional, available only when it serves their own interests. Over time, this behavior erodes trust and damages relationships. In contrast, consistent respect and empathy toward every individual, regardless of their role, build a foundation of true integrity and honor. 3. The crucial choice. How will you live your life? Now, I want you to take a moment to reflect on your own life. Ask yourself, are you living in a way that will make sense when you're 70? Are you building a legacy of growth, resilience, and genuine human connection? Or are you merely following a path dictated by external expectations and superficial measures of success? The truth is, the choices you make today shape the person you will become tomorrow. Every habit you form, whether it's a commitment to continuous learning or a conscious effort to treat others with unyielding respect, builds the foundation of your character. It is far too easy to slip into complacency, to let the passing of time dull your ambitions and dim your inner light. Yet, if you let life pass you by in a haze of distractions and empty pursuits, you risk looking back with regret, wondering where the years went and what might have been. I challenge you to live with purpose, embrace adversity as a teacher, and let it mold you into someone who is not only resilient in the face of hardship, but also compassionate and wise. Treat those who can do nothing for you with genuine kindness, and allow those moments of humility to build bridges of connection that transcend any superficial gain. Consider, for instance, the impact of genuine relationships in your life. True friends, those who stand by you, not because of what you can do for them, but because they see the real you, are the people who will support you when times are tough. They are the ones who will celebrate your successes, however small, and help carry you through failures. In contrast, relationships that are based solely on mutual benefit or social convenience often fade away when the going gets tough. At the end of your life, what will matter most is not the number of friends you once had, but the depth of the relationships you nurtured, the memories of heartfelt conversations, the shared laughter, and the quiet moments of mutual understanding. Embracing the journey of self-improvement. Now let's talk about self-improvement, the relentless pursuit of becoming a better version of yourself. One of the greatest lessons you can learn is that no matter how much you know, there is always more to learn. Life is a constant journey of growth, and the moment you decide that you have nothing left to learn is the moment you begin to stagnate. The world around you is evolving every day, and if you choose not to adapt, you risk being left behind. Think of the mind as a muscle that requires regular exercise. Every time you challenge yourself, whether by reading a thought-provoking book, engaging in a deep conversation, or learning a new skill, you strengthen that muscle. This commitment to lifelong learning not only keeps you relevant in an ever-changing world, but also infuses your life with purpose and excitement. It reminds you that, despite the passage of time, your potential for growth is limitless. I encourage you to seek out opportunities to broaden your horizons. Join a community group, take up a hobby that you've always been curious about, or simply make a habit of asking questions. Each of these actions is a step toward a more vibrant, resilient self. By choosing to learn and adapt, you prove that aging is not about decline. It is about transformation, about evolving into someone who not only survives but thrives. Releasing the burden of external validation for too long, many of us have allowed our self-worth to be dictated by the opinions of others. We've measured our success by the number of accolades we receive, the recognition from our peers, or the superficial metrics of popularity. But as you age, you come to understand that true fulfillment is not found in the fleeting approval of others. It is found within, rooted in the knowledge that your worth is inherent and unchanging. Imagine freeing yourself from the endless need for external validation. Instead of seeking approval from every corner, be it your family, your colleagues, or the endless stream of social media, begin to look inward. Cultivate a sense of self-worth that is independent of what others think of you. This is not an easy task, but it is one of the most liberating. When you no longer tie your happiness to the whims of external judgment, you unlock a reservoir of strength that empowers you to live authentically and courageously. Via the power of forgiveness and moving forward, let's also consider the burden of holding grudges. Too often, when we are hurt by someone's actions, we cling to our anger as if it were a shield against future pain. We believe that by holding on to our resentment, we protect ourselves from being hurt again. But the truth is, grudges are a double-edged sword. They imprison you in the past and rob you of the energy that could be used to create something meaningful in the present. Think about the relationships you have strained because of unresolved anger or hurt. Every moment spent rehashing old wounds is a moment that could have been dedicated to building bridges and mending bonds. Forgiveness is not about excusing bad behavior. It's about releasing yourself from the burden of bitterness. By forgiving, you free up space in your heart for new, positive experiences. This act of letting go is a powerful step toward reclaiming your joy and moving forward with your life unencumbered by the weight of the past. The essence of true connection now. Let's revisit a truth that cuts to the core of human interaction. If you want to know someone's true character, pay attention to how they handle adversity and to how they treat those who can do nothing for them. When a person is faced with life's most challenging moments, they have no incentive to perform or impress. Their genuine self emerges, raw and unvarnished, as they either rise to the occasion or crumble under the pressure. And equally revealing is the way they treat individuals who have nothing to offer in return. A waiter, a janitor, a stranger in need. These moments, devoid of any potential gain, expose the heart of a person's character. Reflect on the people in your life who have consistently shown kindness and integrity, not because of what they could gain, but simply because they believed it was the right thing to do. Their actions, untainted by self-interest, have a lasting impact far greater than any superficial charm ever could. Cultivating this quality within yourself, by focusing on compassion and genuine care for all, regardless of their status, will not only elevate your own character, but also inspire those around you. 8. Making the choice. How will you live? So I challenge you to examine your life honestly. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, are you living in a way that will make sense when you're 70? Will you look back on your days and be proud of the person you've become? Or will you be haunted by the regret of opportunities missed and chances never taken? The decisions you make today, every habit you form, every relationship you nurture, every risk you dare to take, will shape the legacy you leave behind. Do not wait for the perfect moment, because that moment may never come. Every day is a precious gift, an opportunity to build the life you've always dreamed of. Embrace the reality that time is finite, and let that knowledge ignite a fire within you, a fire that drives you to live with urgency, purpose, and authenticity. In your journey, invest in yourself, pursue your passions, learn new things, and continually challenge yourself to grow. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, who encourage you to be your best self, and who celebrate your unique talents. And just as importantly, learn to be content in your own company. When you nurture the relationship with yourself, you build a foundation that no external force can shake. Next, conclusion. Your legacy is yours to create. In closing, understand that the passage of time is not an enemy to be feared, but a precious resource to be cherished. Every day, every minute, is an opportunity to shape your destiny, to build a legacy defined not by the superficial markers of success, but by the depth of your character and the authenticity of your actions. Imagine looking back on your life, not with regret, but with pride, a sense of satisfaction that you lived fully, that you embraced every challenge, and celebrated every victory, no matter how small. Your legacy is woven from the threads of your daily choices, the discipline you maintained, the kindness you extended, the resilience you demonstrated in adversity, and the genuine care you showed for others. It is a tapestry of moments that, when taken together, tell the story of a life well lived, one marked by growth, authenticity, and a profound connection to your own truth. Today I urge you to seize every moment. Do not let the slow passage of time trick you into complacency. Instead, rise each day with a renewed commitment to living authentically and purposefully. Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth,
Treat every person you encounter with genuine kindness, and always remember that the most important relationship you will ever have is the one you nurture with yourself. Your time is your most precious asset. Guard it, invest it wisely, and use it to create a life that resonates with meaning and joy. Whether you are surrounded by others or standing alone, may you always find the strength to be true to yourself, to pursue your dreams relentlessly, and to build a legacy that shines as a beacon of inspiration for generations to come. Thank you for listening. May you always live with integrity, courage, and an unwavering passion for life, knowing that every moment is a step toward the extraordinary future you are meant to create.